Welcome everyone to the Ford Hall Forum at Suffolk University. I'm Jennifer Bernardi, your executive director here for the forum, where the speakers and the audience get to exercise their freedom of speech. And I want to thank you all for joining us at Haiti and Aid Effectiveness. Before we begin, I'd like to thank the forum's generous sponsors, including, among others, Altria, the Lowell Institute, the Massachusetts Cultural Council, and our partners at Suffolk University, which serves as the forum's home base. And we also give a great thank you to our members whose generosity makes our free public event possible. I am pleased to introduce to you our moderator for today's discussion, Mr. William Dorcena. William Dorcena is a Ford Hall Forum board member and the president and CEO of Cena Maven, a public relations and marketing firm. His professional experience includes managing signature sports sponsorships for John Hancock and directing the outreach efforts to businesses and residents on behalf of the nonpartisan host committee of the Democratic National Convention in Boston of 2004. A decade ago, Dorcena founded the Boston Haitian Reporter newspaper, which stands as New England's leading source for news about the region's growing Haitian American communities. Dorcena led its expansion to 24 states in just 2 years. He holds a BS degree in marketing from Boston College and an MBA in global entrepreneurship from Babson College. Please welcome with me, William Dorcena.
Thank you, Jen, and good evening. It does give me great pleasure to be with you here tonight for a couple of reasons. One, as a board member of the Ford Hall Forum, where we do encourage this type of open dialogue where you can ask whatever questions on your mind. The mic is right here for you to just walk up and ask the question. And number two, because of the topic of Haiti, my parents came from Haiti in 1963 and came here to this country. And so me and my 5 brothers and sisters were all born here, but we're part of a larger community. And many of us have made trips back to Haiti since we've all been born here in this country. My mother's one of 9, so many aunts and uncles and cousins. And so, Haiti is very close to my heart. And we did lose some family members during the earthquake, as most Haitians I know lost family members. So it does give me great pleasure to be here with you tonight to discuss such a very important topic. So we'll get right into the discussion. I will introduce our 2 speakers this evening. First, we have Angela Bruce-Raeburn. Angela Bruce-Raeburn is Oxfam America's Senior Policy Advisor for Humanitarian Response to Haiti. Prior to Oxfam, she was the CEO and president of Junior Achievement of Sacramento, Inc., and a Congressional Black Caucus Fellow in the Office of Representative Carolyn Cheeks Kilpatrick. Angela is a 2-time Rotary International Award winner and an ambassadorial scholar at the Catholic University of Leuven in Belgium and a Peace Fellow at the University of Bradford in England. A native of Trinidad and Tobago, Bruce-Raeburn holds 3 master's degrees in public administration, peace studies, and conflict resolution. Welcome, Angela. Our other panelist tonight is Ronald Bernard. Born and raised in Haiti, Ronald Bernard is familiar with the issue of foreign aid from the receiving end. For 6 years, he served as a volunteer interpreter and facilitator with the St. Roch Haiti Foundation, an American-based charity providing food, medical, and educational aid. At present, Ronald is living in the United States while pursuing his master's degree in Sustainable International Development at Brandeis University's Heller School for Social Policy and Management. Ronald received his BA in International Relations at the Académie Nationale Diplomatique et Consulaire Port-au-Prince, Haiti in 2008. Welcome, Ronald. So I do have a couple questions that I'll just start off by asking our esteemed panel, and we'll get into questions from the audience fairly shortly. First question. The honest feeling by most people, Haitians and non-Haitians, inside and outside of Haiti, is that the country's leadership and direction is in total despair. News accounts indicate that the rebuilding process is moving slowly. For example, a recent report said only 2% of the rubble has been removed more than 1 year later since the earthquake in January last year. What is impeding the rebuilding efforts in progress in Haiti?
I'll go first.
Go first.
I'll go first. Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for having me. So this is a good question, I think, because to understand what's impeding the progress in Haiti, let me just start by saying that after the earthquake, there was a tremendous outpouring of aid and money from around the world. So whilst I'm going to speak about some of the challenges to why progress has not been made, I want to say from the beginning that there was a tremendous outpouring of humanitarian aid in Haiti that saved lives. Imagine after the earthquake, the infrastructure that had fallen down, people were dying, lack of food, lack of water. So you had all this happening in a very chaotic environment. The United States was a very big player immediately after the earthquake, and many other countries as well. So we were able to stop the immediate catastrophe from becoming much, much greater. And I feel like it's an important tribute really to understand what the international community was able to mobilize and do in a very short space of time. There was not a large outbreak of violence and sickness immediately after the earthquake. That being said, true, the situation in Haiti remains tenuous, especially as you asked about rubble removal. So why hasn't it been done? The fact is, after the earthquake, the government of Haiti was somewhat paralyzed to the extent that there was they did not have the capacity to do some of the things that needed to get done. And so over the last year, since the earthquake has happened, there has been a process created through the IHRC, which is the Interim Haiti Recovery Commission. And this commission has been created under the law of Haiti to allow, to work in tandem with the international community to do the rebuilding process. This takes time, and with a country with lacking the level of infrastructure, and imagine after the earthquake when what was left was destroyed, you're now looking at a much more frustrating pace. So yes, things in Haiti have taken it's taken a long time, but I need us to also be realistic in understanding how this process worked in the international community, and to know that it took a lot to mobilize a lot of money. You're talking billions of dollars that had to be structured, had to plan how to use it, had to plan on what would be the best programs, identifying who would need it. I mean, this is something that in our own country would have been challenging. I mean, let's not forget after Hurricane Katrina, we had our own challenges. So you're talking about a country that's has so little resources in comparison to us. And so I say that just to, not to make an excuse, but just to explain the challenge of being in Haiti and why it's taken so much time. And we could, and I'll let Mr. Bernard here talk a little bit about it, but I want we'll revisit this question of rubble and some of the bigger challenges to rubble other than just, moving the rubble out the street. There are other political and legal issues in, with rubble. So I just want to make sure that I'm not answering your question. Okay? Mr. Bernard.
Good evening, everyone. The way I would approach in order to give an answer to this question, it is first to understand what has made the recovery slow like that in Haiti. You have to take into consideration the context of Haiti before the earthquake. And this context was characterized by there has been a political dysfunction in the system, the government system in Haiti. This is the first aspect of that. And the second aspect, as Angela mentioned, it is the government capacity, because aid before the earthquake, Haiti has been receiving aid from the international community, and so far it hasn't really been met the needs of the people in Haiti in order to make a real change. So the capacity of the government this is in context before the earthquake. And also, because of the corruption, I have to say, in the system, there was a lack of confidence between the population and the government. This situation still exists after the earthquake. So could you imagine all the money that has been gathered, the international community mobilized, and those things, they kind of making it slow in order to make the process to go to help people really in need, to meet the real need of people. This situation has made the process really, really slow. And there is another part of it, which is the international community in terms of the NGOs who go down to Haiti. There is a lack of coordination in the work. How do they coordinate the work in order this aid could be really allocated the way that the population, which is suffering of like the situation, it's really chaotic, of like the lack of water, they need they need food, they need other, they don't have home to stay, like everything collapsed. So this aid, it's how those donors, those NGOs, they work in order to make it efficient to help those people. So these are all of these things that should be taken into consideration to give you a better understanding of why the process has been really slow. Because the government, it seems apart, has been not really involved, engaged the way it should be engaged in the process. Because if you're talking about a way that should be sustainable for the development in Haiti, in terms of recovery and the future of Haiti, it's not the international community gonna stay all the time in Haiti. No, it is the Haitian people. So it is how this aid can be, can be really. It is how the international community would allocate this aid and help the government to rebuild its capacity. So therefore, because all of that, the aid has been really, really slow in order to meet the population.
So let me ask you to follow up on that. Do you find that in the communities and the conversations that you have, that it's acceptable that the pace, the slowness of the pace, you're looking at a tragedy that happened over 16 months ago, or January of last year, and while you can plan forever, right? You can organize and plan. We could sit in this room and plan for the next 3 years. The lives of the people are still not improving. So in the circles that you move in, do you find that the general attitude is, or feeling is that, well, it's Haiti, it takes time, or is there a sense of urgency?
I think there's definitely a sense of urgency in the NGO community, in the communities like Oxfam America, in where we operate, and certainly with the US government. But I will also add that the reality is we can't also ignore the political impasse that Haiti also suffered after the earthquake. So imagine we're in a country where there was an earthquake, followed by a hurricane, followed by cholera, followed by political instability. So all of this happened in a 12-month space of time in Haiti. So the political impasse has a direct impact on your question, because the political impasse that occurred in November after the election meant that now we were in a situation where the government is there is the government that he spoke about that has not been working, and now you're looking at electing someone new, and that creates some new political instability. So the democratic institutions that we believe is necessary for the long-term sustainability in Haiti is at stake. So no, the answer to your question is no. People are not pleased, or they don't feel that this is acceptable, but they are faced with some constraints that are in some ways we have to acknowledge. There must be a government in Haiti There must be. The United States government strategy in Haiti includes a government that is democratically elected, legitimate, and that will work with the needs of the people in their country. That's what the U.S. government says. And the belief is that the United States is no longer going to circumvent the government. This is something that is really important that I want people to understand. The U.S. government will not circumvent the newly elected, legitimate, democratic government in Haiti. So when this government comes into place, and we hope there will be an election result on Monday, it now allows all these parts to come together, the NGO community, and international donors, and other actors in an environment to where they can look at how to start rebuilding this country. So that's the answer for now.
Just can you reframe the question for me, please?
In the circles in which you speak with people, maybe connect with family and friends, do you find that there's an acceptance that the situation in Haiti is moving really slowly because it's Haiti? Or do you see that there's a sense of urgency to try to get Haiti back on track?
Okay. From what I understand, and from my, it's moving slowly. This is number one, I can say. Number one, and there is an urgency. This is what you said, right?
Yes.
In the question, because I'm trying to understand the question clearly, so I can give an answer.
Yeah.
So the urgency I feel there is in Haiti, it is there is over, like, as in your question about the first question, it is over a million people under the tents, right? Was it what you said, or?
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, well, so right now the current situation, it is like over a million people under the tents. So the situation, it needs an urgent response to that, because could you imagine, as Angela framed, they give you the chronological time, like we had the earthquake, and after the earthquake after the earthquake we had the cholera, we had the election, we had the let's say all this kind of crisis during that period, and because of all this crisis that has slowed the process. But those people, those million people who are under the tents, the situation, it's really, really urgent, because cholera, from what I understand, it is the situation, it's really relevant to, let's say, to increase the outbreak of the cholera in Haiti, because the sanitation condition, those people, they don't have the water, not really adequate access to water. So there is a need, there is an urgent at this point. Because if I say only slow and no urgent, those people, we can expect the cholera, even if we have a reduction in the cholera now, but that at any time could increase. So this is how I understand it, and I believe there is an urgency for that.
I just want to
Yes,
add
absolutely.
one fact that I think is important. In the cholera outbreak, this is important to know that it was not anywhere near the earthquake zone, the crisis, the camps. And I think that's also an important testament to the international community and the work that was done. When cholera broke out in Haiti, it broke out in the Artibonite area of Haiti. And it was, and these camps that were in Port-au-Prince and those places, the cholera did not start there. And I think that matters, because I have to say that for many people that were living in some of these, the guy from Habitat, there's a gentleman from Habitat for Humanity who told me that it's called spontaneous settlements and not camps. And I want to use the correct terminology. The spontaneous settlements, that that they had access to water and sanitation and hygiene services that was provided by the international community. And so I just wanted to make it clear that when it comes to cholera, the fact is it did not really start in the camps and that in the spontaneous settlements.
Well, I just want to add something. Most of the time, I'm talking through an experience, like my experience in Haiti. When I was in Haiti, living during the earthquake and experienced the earthquake, I remember the time that I was in a minibus and when the earth started shaking. So I feel in my heart how the situation not only is, but the fact. I understand all the effort of the international community. They've been helping, okay, but the cholera has started in the Artibonite, and it spread out through the country, and now my point it's getting to the capital, and the capital where Port-au-Prince is, we have the center, the epicenter is in Léogâne. And those people who are still in the tents, it's not only providing water, they have access to water from some international organization, but if you do what we call an investigation, like some asking people question about their condition, because recently I was in Haiti in December, and I went to some places in order to understand more about the cholera and what is really going on. And I found all these complaints about the sanitation condition. I found about the water condition. So this is a concern the international community should take into account. I understand the report, like you could receive, you could have, but also a really clear transparency in really what is the reality down in Haiti. This is it. This is for the people. It's not giving a kind of accountability toward let's say the donors, but it's mostly about the Haitian people. The situation they've been living, they still there in this under the tent, and this situation also they don't have. I'm not going to be too much exaggerated in what I'm saying, but the sanitation, it's a big issue. The water condition, it's really a big issue that should be taken into consideration.
So then, speaking of accountability, who is in control of the food, medical, and monetary aid being sent to Haiti thus far? We've seen numbers in the billions of dollars that have gone to Haiti. Is that money being used for relief?
Go ahead.
I thought these ladies first.
It's not a problem. It could be. We could change it around.
Okay. In terms of the accountability, I'm gonna just ask you to, because I have a little, in the language, to understand it.
No problem. My question is, who is in control or responsible for distributing food, medical supply? Billions of dollars have been sent to Haiti thus far.
Okay.
Where is the accountability?
Okay. So far, I think the amount of money that Haiti that has been pledged, it's about like $9.9 billion should allocate in order to help. But with all my respect for the President of the United States, Mr. Obama, I remember, called the USAID in order to lead the U.S. aid toward Haiti. But I'm just gonna read just a quote in order to make you understand who's leading. With your permission. Okay. Together with the Department of State and other U.S. agencies, we are developing a U.S. government strategy for Haiti that will guide our implementation of reconstruction programs. This quote means the lead of the aid in Haiti, the biggest donor, the biggest country that gave much of the aid, you have the United States, number one, and you have the other donors. So the aid has been distributed and coordinated by, who do you think?
The U.S. government.
The U.S. government. This is it.
I don't
It's
agree.
neoliberal.
I don't agree, actually. So, the comment that the president made, the United States government has created a U.S. government strategy. It's called the USG Strategy for Post-Earthquake Haiti. It is a strategy that's, there are about 4 pillars into the strategy that speaks specifically about the areas that the United States will that will give money to assist in the rebuilding of this country. The United States is not the only donor. Canada is a big donor in Haiti. Spain is a big donor as well. So the international, Brazil, these countries have all put in money into various funds. The Haitian government, after the earthquake, created the Interim Commission. The Interim Commission's mandate is to coordinate the process of these funds coming into the country and the development under the reconstruction strategy for Haiti. Now, there are problems with the IHRC. There are a lot of problems with it. It has an 18-month mandate, which will run out short in October, I think. The Haitian people felt that it's somewhat illegitimate because it was kind of created immediately after the earthquake by the current president in Haiti. And so there are some concerns about the IHRC. But here's the reality. Without creating the international community with former President Clinton, with Haiti's history, and you mentioned corruption, there was a fact that there needed to be some kind of mechanism in place to mobilize $9 billion of pledged money. And no one in this room will expect taxpayer dollars and other countries to just send money. Nobody, because we would want to know about accountability. So the IHRC is charged with this mandate. Yes, the United States has these pillars that speak about, and the pillars are just kind of to get you to thinking about what is going on in the reconstruction process. But it's infrastructure and energy, which is about rebuilding. It's health. It's democracy and governance. The democracy and governance piece is to work with the government to build their own capacity. Because again, we're back to this question of sustainability. When aid is done, will we have a country left that can sustain itself? So the United States government and other donors have to build in some mechanism to kind of be accountable for what happens to this money when it's sent. Everybody in this room will expect that. Now, the IHRC is charged with leading the overall process of coordination. But because of the fact that they have some drawbacks, it has called into question the legitimacy. However, what is expected to happen now, and maybe this is too optimistic, but it is what is coming down the road, is that there will be this new government in Haiti, and again, this new government, the United States government, has indicated in their strategy that they will not circumvent the government of Haiti, and they have acknowledged that they have circumvented the government of Haiti in the past. And we're saying that it is expected that this will not be the new way for reconstruction. And the purpose of the money, of some of the reconstruction money, is to build the capacity of the Haitian state, because Haitians have to lead their own development. So I don't necessarily agree that it's being led by the United States. I think that there's other countries in the international environment that's looking at it, but they do also want to protect the money that they invest in Haiti. I would acknowledge that.
I would say from this commission, you mentioned the commission that is formed by the Prime Minister of Haiti and the former President Clinton. In a news from BBC, I read, on the internet I was surfing and I found this information. It is when it get into the way that his voice, I mean the Prime Minister, in order to give his contribution in the recovery, in the plan like the aid, and he mentioned is being ignored. How do you understand that? Huh? It's being ignored. So it's like there should be a balance in this commission. It's the United States and Haiti. So it is why I read this quote. It's not. I understand the accountability of the let's say with the money, but it would be worse if that money has been spent and in the future the condition of Haiti getting worse. I'm talking about the history of Haiti, a part of it, because you've been, like the international community, you've been helping Haiti for a long time. Money has been given. What is the change? Why the situation, instead of getting better, is getting worse and worse? So the process, it's not you giving to me, but it's better you teach me how I can survive. So in this committee, I think it would be better if the process could go along with the Haitian really integrate into that. I understand the part of the corruption. I don't mean the money. You don't care about your money and give your money and your money you don't. No, I don't mean that. What I meant with that money should be allocated in a way that the government should participate as well, but it's not me being ignored. It's like you put me in a situation to be dependable for, let's say, the rest of my life. You know? So this is the point I would like to make.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I don't think that is it's not exclusive of what's going on. I don't think that at all. As a matter of fact, the reality is that Haiti currently has no government right now. Haiti is just going through an election right now. This commission was a temporary, interim, provisional situation to deal with the influx of billions of dollars. I did read the quote by Mr. Bellarif. And I know, as a matter of fact, I think he said something like, the NGOs have all the money. We don't know where the money's going. He did talk a lot about all this. I'm not saying that this is not, I'm not saying no, but I do want to make sure that people in the audience understand that there was a moment of making something provisional happen, because without it, there would not have been $9 billion going to Haiti. That's a fact. However, now that the real objective, the United States government is really looking at creating, to ensure that this election that took place on March 16th,
On March 20th.
March 20th, on the runoff election, that it's legitimate, that people believe it to be credible, and that this is going to be the government that will take this country forward. And that's what is believed. And the commission will not be the government of Haiti for after the mandate runs out. It is perhaps going to be renewed, but at this time we don't know. So after October, technically, the IHRC should have no more mandate, and the Haitian government will be the leader take the leadership reins in their country. And I just feel like it's important to make it clear that that what you talked about, which is really accurate about capacity. I mean, you all hear this word, this term, capacity building all the time. And the question is, what exactly does that mean? What does it look like? It means that aid can be used effectively if you teach people in the country to do the work of running their country, to build institutions, to have justice reform so that the courts can work, so that citizens have an active participation in their government, and also that citizens hold their government accountable. And when their government's not accountable, to get rid of their government, essentially. I mean, that's how aid can be used. So it's not only about giving money for food or giving money for water and sanitation. It's about teaching people that they have to govern themselves. And I'm saying that right now, this is a very important moment for Haiti, that their new government, hopefully, will be a government. I mean, because that's the best that we can do, is to have an election and to go through the process. So I just wanted to say that.
So I think at this point what we would like to do is turn it over to the audience and have you please come up to this microphone and ask some of the questions that you may have for the panel. Yep, please.
First, I just want to say thank you for being here and speaking to us tonight. And I'm just wondering about this $9 billion sum, whether it has to be used in a certain amount of time or whether it's been put into Oxfam or USAID or any other kind of coffers to be used over an extended amount of time.
So, I'll go.
Yeah, you go.
The money, actually, this pledged, and I want to use the word pledged, $9 billion. Okay, that's not the money that we've received. We, meaning the international community, not Oxfam. The way it's working is that it's over a period of time, 5 years to 10 years. 5 years immediately. They've gotten about there's about $3 billion in this first 5 years, but it's a 10-year process. The reconstruction is. The money is all over the place. It's coming from different governments. Some of it is going to be going into HRF, which is the Haiti Reconstruction Fund, which is a multi-donor trust fund, which a lot of countries put their money together and then they make a decision amongst the countries what to do. Then there's bilateral funding, which means, funding that goes from one government to an institution, like the World Bank, like the International Development Bank, like the United Nations. The money comes all, it's not an ordered way for the money. But right now, according to the Office of the Special Envoy, about 30% of that money, of the first $3 billion, has been allocated and disbursed. And there's a difference between pledged, allocated, dispersed. I mean, these were words, we use it all interchangeably, but what it really means is that some of the money has been given and some of the money is yet to be given out. One of the reasons why some of the money is still not given out is because there is no government as yet, and a lot of countries are waiting to ensure that there's a mechanism for them to be able to figure where the money's going. So, for example, I could tell you specifically about the United States money. The United States has the United States gave about $1.1 billion in humanitarian aid, which is separate than development aid. So the money for humanitarian aid, that went to the immediate aftermath of the disaster, water and food and medical supplies and doing all the things that we did immediately after the earthquake. That money is almost all gone. And so now we're moving from the humanitarian money to the development money, which is a whole different pot of money. Now, this is the pot of money that you might have seen on the news when people were talking about senators putting holes on money for Haiti, and you heard all this on the news. It is about $1.1 billion that we allocated to Haiti. That was appropriated, and so it's done. It's our money that is going to go to Haiti. But this money is going to go in several ways. $200 million of that money is in debt relief, for example. So Haiti owed a lot of money to different international institutions. The United States government forgave debt, so that's how some of the money went. So the money may not necessarily be cash. Sometimes it's in debt forgiveness, but it's actually aid, if you think about it, right? Some of the money went into a multi-donor trust fund. So right now, where we stand in the United States, as far as our money is concerned, it's about $700 million that is left to be dispersed in Haiti. And I talked to a gentleman at the State Department about this, and he said to me, do you have any idea what it takes to mobilize $1 billion? It's not just writing a check for $1 billion. It goes to different institutions. Some of it will go to the UN, some will go to the IDB, some will go to the World Bank. Some of it passes through our treasury. It's a very complex process for the United States. And so right now, in terms of money, where we stand right now, it's about $700 million US money left to be dispersed. And all of that is in the process of happening. And after I believe that after the election is certified and we know who's going to be the new president, you're going to start seeing a lot more of that money released. That is my thought. Did I answer your question? Okay.
I understand that some of the political and legal issues that play into the whole rubble removal topic are around land ownership and hazardous waste disposal. I'm wondering if you could tell us what role, if any, that NGOs can or should play in addressing these political and legal issues?
Okay. I think the NGOs should play the role of assist the kind of assistance to the government in the country. It's that intervene really deeply in the government affairs. What I meant from that, it is I read something about from the United States Peace Institute Peace, talking about Haiti, a republic of NGOs. So, well, a republic of NGOs. The way he described the republic of NGOs, it is like instead of the men services, men job the government should do, it is like the NGOs. The NGOs. They are doing that, and the NGOs they are not the government. So because they are not the government, imagine the NGOs, they have let's say their project, they have time to work, and when they finish, they go. What's gonna happen? So I believe their role should be much more an assistance in the process, but not like making not really take the role of the government. This is what I believe. This is how I understand it. Because taking the role of the government, it's not really sustainable.
No? Okay. Next question.
I heard you guys talk about how it's going to be up to Haitian to help rebuild Haiti after the NGO are gone. Now, why haven't the U.S. government or the State Department or any agency have actually taken into account the resources of the Haitian diaspora? And I'm talking from personal experience because I'm a joint dual candidate at Suffolk. I was a Merkley Fellow over the summer. I went to plenty of meetings about Haiti. I raised issue after issue about get the Haitian diaspora really involved, come to us and ask some of the Haitian elected officials to take part. I got to the point that I was told to keep my mouth shut. And again, I was born and raised in Haiti and came here when I was 13. So I can really say I'm bicultural because I go back and forth. So at the end of the day, what is going to happen to the Haitian diaspora? When are you all going to say, okay, you know what? Let's step aside. Let's bring young, official Haitian that were born and raised in the U.S. or that came here when they were younger, such as myself, who doesn't believe in corruption, who care about my country and not the money going into my pocket. And my second question is, from that $700 million, does that include the $250 million additional money that were given to Haiti when President Obama got additional funding for the war in Afghanistan.
You want to answer the diaspora question?
Yeah, I would like to take the part of the diaspora. The diaspora should not being ignored in their contribution and in their role in order to make the change in Haiti. Even if before the earthquake, many of Haitian people, they live on their remittances from the diaspora. And this diaspora, really, they want to help. They want to apply their expertise to contribute for the better of their, let's say, the relatives in Haiti, as you mentioned. So I believe the last part of the question, if you can reframe it for me, please, the last part of the diaspora question.
When is it that you, like, let's say, Oxfam or, the United USAID or the UN, when are you actually going to come to the Haitian diaspora and tell them, we're turning over to you, we're going to give you, let's say 2 months to come with a plan that we will carry out for you, or we will let you go in and implement it? Because at the end of the day, even though you believe that there's going to be a proper path to Haiti after the election, if someone gets elected, next week and they have an official person as the person in power, all you're doing is you're replacing the person at the head of the corruption. You're not replacing the root of the corruption. So let's not kill each other. At the end of the day, again, when are you going to say, Haitian diaspora, we trust you, you come in and you take the lead? Because I think the biggest problem why the Haitian diaspora cannot do anything is because we don't have the support of the United Nations. I mean, the United Nations or the United States. Because it's one thing to say something, it's another to actually help us go into Haiti and help, do the change. That's
okay.
There's no connection between what is being said in front of the camera and what is happening in the back room in Washington, D.C., or even, in terms of the NGO.
So
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna add 2 things more for this issue in the diaspora. There's a conflicting part, which is down in Haiti. I'm talking about the when you take the parliament, you're talking about the laws stuff. So the legislative law, like it's not double nationalities.
Yes.
Okay. You know about that. Okay. So there is a process with the previous legislature that they're gonna amend this law that can allow like you from the diaspora to integrate more in the process in Haiti. So I believe you should there should be several organizations like from the diaspora, and these organizations should let's say express their not only their enthusiasm, but also their capacity in terms of the international community could come to you and ask you for like integrating in your expertise in order to move forward in the process for Haiti, like our citizens.
So then let me ask Angela with Oxfam. What type of work is Oxfam currently doing with the diaspora, or are there any initiatives working directly with Haitian diaspora?
So the issue of the diaspora, it was something that was important to Oxfam immediately at the beginning. We realized that the Haitian diaspora provided remittances. We know that it's a significant part of the Haitian GDP, actually, remittances from people in the United States and other parts of the world. Oxfam currently, we had decided to work with the diaspora by, our first step was to create an opportunity for, we have a diaspora lead person who works for Oxfam, whose main job and only job is to identify diaspora organizations in Boston, New York, and Miami. And we picked those three places for obvious reasons, right? Because they have significant Haitian diaspora populations. And this person's role is to identify organizations and look at opportunities for how we can assist these organizations with capacity building to return to go and do work in Haiti. That is her job. And as a matter of fact, someone said to me recently that Oxfam is very lucky that we actually even had a person dedicated to this type of work, because many other NGOs don't have the luxury of having a diaspora person. I also wanted to add, in the USG strategy, there has been an entire area, a part of it dedicated to how to use the Haitian diaspora. The reality is the Haitian diaspora is not a monolith. All Haitian diaspora, they're not all the same. They don't have the same interests. They have different levels of who's who in Haiti. And part of what has to happen, and part of what is really important to Oxfam, is for us to identify groups that need to be, as you say, work with, but in terms of building capacity, back to us using that expression, but it meaning that how are we going to be able to help these groups to be able to go to work in Haiti, to identify issues that are important to Haitian people in Haiti and outside of Haiti, and give them some of the resources to help them to do that job for their own country. That is absolutely 100% an important part of Oxfam's work in Haiti. And I am certain that it's not done for the cameras. I'm 100% certain that we do it at Oxfam every day. And you and I could definitely talk about this offline, and I would definitely put you in touch with the lead person that does that for us. And I don't think it's only Oxfam. And let me just bring some attention to something. Yesterday, I was in DC. Yesterday, there was a Haiti Diaspora and Civil Society Lobby Day that was created by an organization of NGOs in Washington. We call ourselves the HOG. And not because we're all pigs or anything, but it's called the Haiti Advocacy Working Group. And this group yesterday brought people from Haiti and people from the diaspora all to Washington, very diverse groups. All of them did not have the same interests, but they all came to talk to lawmakers and policymakers about Haiti and what their individual groups wanted to get out of it. And I feel that it was a beginning step for us, but it happened. People came from Boston, people came from Miami, groups came from Haiti. We brought groups from Haiti, we brought groups from New York, and the objective was to get them to understand how advocacy is done and how to learn to lobby. And the objective was for us as Oxfam and a coalition of groups to get them on Capitol Hill, to the IDB, talking to the people that's gonna be making decisions about them. This was yesterday. So I'm saying to you that it's in a beginning process, but I think there was a lot of like everything else, we had to figure out what it meant to engage the diaspora, and I certainly think it's happening now. And your last part about the Afghanistan money, I don't know the answer to that. What I do know is that we had a supplemental, and in the supplemental bill last year, we got about 1.1 billion, and that's where that money is coming from.
So there's an opportunity there to stop the Boston hogs.
There's going to only be one hog.
All right. My name is Yves Cashews, and I'm a journalist, so I don't have comments. I have questions. I don't know how many times Mrs. Angela mentioned the reason why the international community could not work with Haiti. It's because for the past, I don't know, months or years, Haiti doesn't have a government. I would like, some clarification on that. You say Haiti doesn't have a government.
But right now, the government of Haiti, after the earthquake, was basically decimated, in that almost 30% of the civil service itself died in the earthquake. The government buildings were down. And what happened after the earthquake was that the international community responded. At the creation of the IHRC, that was designed to be the organization that would work with the government, meaning with Monsieur Proval's cabinet and those people that were left in Haiti. The IHRC was designed to work with them in terms of the coordination of the funding of all the money that was coming in from the international community. Now, today, right now, we are in a point where Monsieur Proval his mandate actually ended in February, and then it was extended for 3 months until the new government comes in. So just to be clear, no government meaning simply that at this time, all eyes of the world is on the new government, the incoming government, because this is the government that is expected for what it's worth, this is a government that's expected to work with the IHRC to begin the process of reconstruction. This
Yeah.
new government.
Yeah. On the same topic, I think you mentioned that the U.S. government is willing, to work with the new government, right? All right. I have this. It's a new RFP out probably 2 weeks ago. And in this RFP, the USAID is going to spend $12 million starting April, I think, 26, before even the new government is taking office. They already choose the area where the US want to spend the money. You know what I find really bizarre in this? While Port-au-Prince, Antigua, Leogane, south of Port-au-Prince was affected by the earthquake, but in this RFP, the US tried to go north from Saint-Marc to Cap-Haïtien. And there's a new government coming with its own plan, elected by the people. But the US already thinking about spending money on the north. That's one. Yesterday in Port-au-Prince, 2 foreign ministers were in Haiti. Mr. Troncoso from Dominican Republic and Mrs. Alguin from Colombia. Colombia will be in charge of the Council of Security at the United Nations, I think, tomorrow. There will be a meeting on April 6th to discuss about the next UN plan for Haiti. There is even a talk about changing the minister mission from stabilization, quote, to development. And when you say the international community want to work with the new government, and minister have been there for 7 years. I know Haitian, we do appreciate, everything they done in Haiti. It would be chaos without minister. But when you decide, guys, in the national community, to change the mission to development, and you say the US, the international community want to work with the new government, and I don't see the connection. There is a problem.
Well, here's a couple. Do you want to? I should go. I can go.
You should go.
So
actually.
here's what I think that we should really finish this conversation because so there's a couple of things going on. Don't forget that despite the fact that we have been in a holding pattern, sort of waiting for the elections to happen, life still goes on in Haiti. Projects are still being done in Haiti. People, as Mr. Bernard said, people are still living under tents. People still need water, so people still need food. So U.S. aid projects continued. There was a national investment, Haiti's national reconstruction plan itself that came out after the election, after the earthquake, that the Haitian government that was in place created. Yeah, PDNA. And so the fact is, because we want to work, the United States wanted to work with the new government, it does not say that other things are just going to be on hold until it happens. The fact is, there were projects that were already on the way, projects that were already kind of sort of planned, right? Yeah, but what I'm saying is that we don't know when that was planned, is what I'm saying. And I'm not here to speak for the U.S. government, but I'm here to speak mostly for Oxfam. But I just feel like I should be really clear about the fact that that it's not a stagnant process, what's going on in Haiti. You know, it's just not. It's a process that it changes, and it's and until this government comes in, the objective of the U.S. government is for this new government to come in and get started. That's what everybody wants, because they realize that it's going to bring some legitimacy, and it's going to bring, for lack of a better word, democracy. I mean, that's what they want. But my job is not to speak for the U.S. government, okay? So I'm just telling you what's in the strategy.
Now, if you heard about, I don't know if you are aware of this plan to have, a new mission assigned by the UN to minister starting April 6th.
I'm not aware of it.
Just one question about, the diaspora. I think, we can have even one day to talk about, how the Haitian diaspora, can participate in the development of Haiti. But I think, one part is missing. Is the fact there is no project to help, for example, people who have money in the Haitian diaspora to work in partnership with people who have money in Haiti. Because in Haiti, you have just the elite, the rich, and you have people who cannot survive. Now, the middle class, there is no way someone coming from the middle class can create job in Haiti, because they don't have money. Now, people living outside of Haiti, in the US or Canada, or in Europe, they want to invest in Haiti. But if you want to go to Haiti right now, you want to open, let's say, car dealer to sell Toyota, it's impossible, because there is one family since I was, a kid, selling, Toyota or Mitsubishi in Haiti. So I don't see any, approach in that regard to help Haitian living outside, to invest really in Haiti.
Thank you, Eve.
Hello everyone, my name is Elvine. I'm a first-year PhD student in public policy at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. And I'm actually not from Haiti, I'm from Cameroon, but I've been very familiar with what has happened there, because my aunt was very involved in the relief efforts. And I just feel like whenever people are talking about it, people often miss talking about the things that are working, like the positive things that are actually happening. I mean, I know the situation is bad and there's a lot of work to be done, but I feel like talking a little bit more about positive things that have happened will probably be helpful for people that actually to help motivate people, because I know after during the earthquake, there was a lot of media coverage, but after that is gone, how do you keep people motivated? And I feel like hearing more about the positive things that are happening, that's one way you can keep people active in helping. So I just want to hear a little bit more about some of the few things that are actually positive. Like, for example, I know the government of Senegal has given scholarships to a few Haitian students to come to Senegal to study. So, that's an example, and I would just like to hear a little bit more about things like that. Thank you.
Yeah. Some of the positive things that has happened during the after the earthquake, it is in terms of security, it's a little bit better in Haiti. Because when I went there as I said previously, in December, I found myself much more confident when I am walking in the street, because the insecurity has been a kind of really big issue in Haiti, and that was a positive part in that. And this way, the other positive part I can say, the situation could have been worse, for sure. But the international community, you've been helping as well. I have to say, the work you've done, helping, at least we don't have a worse thing in Haiti, because I understand until now we have about over, as I said before, a million people in the tents, but it could have been more because of some of good things, the aid. I remember the day after the earthquake, the United States was the first country who went down in order to give help, to the airport and give help to Haiti, which is all of that positive part. And from the rubbles, I understand we have only 2% of the country hasn't been removed, but let's say the USAID through CHF International, they did a great job, a part of it, which is positive, because the key institutions from the government that has been destroyed, that has been collapsed, not all of them, but a major part of them has been the rebels. All of them, I have to say, have been picked. So these are positive part of them. And also during the cholera outbreak, now we have a kind of reduction in that. So these are the positive things from that. I have to acknowledge that for sure. However, everybody knows about.
And I also think that in addition to positive things, I mean, Oxfam and Oxfam America has been able to provide water and sanitation services to hundreds of thousands of people that basically, many of them did not have access to water and sanitation before the earthquake. Many of the people some of them whose homes fell down came to live in some of these camps. Not the best situation to live in, but certainly able to access water at a time when before that they were unable to do it. The international community has been the cholera response as well. Mr. Bernard is correct. After when the cholera broke out, people were dying. The death rate was reduced after, again, massive international mobilization again. Food distribution. The United States gives out food to about 1 million children every day that go to school in Haiti every day. There's there's a lot of things going on in Haiti. Again, and you're right. I'm so glad you said that, because I think it's important to not lose sight of the fact that people are doing a lot of times the best that they can. And so right now we have a lot going on in Haiti, but there's this feeling that things are starting to move somewhat. And I had a friend who visited, she's an Oxfam employee, she visited Washington, D.C. In February, and she said that she almost missed her flight. And the reason why she almost missed her flight was because she said she counted 78 USAID rubble removal trucks from her house to the airport. And she said she was kind of happy to miss her flight because she just had a great story to tell. Because the fact is, she saw trucks, it was a Saturday morning in Port-au-Prince, going through different sections of town, and she said, Angela, I counted 78 U.S. trucks with the big USAID on it, and they were removing rubble. Yes, it's going to be. A matter of fact, let me just give you a statistic quickly about rubble, so you know the scope of removal of rubble. It says that 40%. The goal of the IHRC executive director, his name is Gabriel Verret, he said, achieving the government's goal of removing 40% of the earthquake rubble by the end of 2011 will take about $200 million just to take up 40% of the rubble. And he says that donors have provided about 25% of that amount. Yet, without rubble removal, it remains impossible to build new housing. But the point is that all the donors, okay, 25%, been paid for already to remove the rubble. But you have to think with everything that has to get done, the schools that have to rebuild, the hospitals that have to be rebuilt, all of it combined, it's a monumental task. So the point is, some things are getting done in Haiti. And no one wants to have 1 million people living in spontaneous settlements. It's unacceptable on every level.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. To what degree do you think there is inter-NGO coordination and communication, and how does that affect the overall mission status, development aid, etc.?
In terms of the NGO coordination, I have an example of a place called one of the slum areas in Haiti called Cité Soleil. There is a project the international community came up with, which is Cash for Work, in order to help people to get some money that can help them to buy some stuff to take care of themselves. One of them, for instance, you have the USAID doing this project through the CHF, and in terms of the coordination, what happened, you could have an NGO came and working on, for instance, water issues like water, sanitation. And another NGO came, it's like they're competing. I have to say that. I have to be honest with that. It's like they're competing. Like, another one came, and this NGO works on the same thing, the same stuff, for the same particular area. So you feel now there is a lack of coordination in their in the way they're gonna act in order to address the issue, the problem. So I believe there is a need of more coordination among the NGOs, because with that kind of approach, it's a kind of, let's say, wasting money, because one of them has been doing it and you can take care of something else, okay, in order to make, because if we all have one goal, okay, we have one goal we would like to attend, to reach, so we can have different strategy, you doing that, me doing this, and all together we get to this point. But if we're competing, it's not really efficient way in order to fix the problem. So there's a lack of coordination among them.
Hi, I'm Karen Ansara. I'm affiliated with the Haiti Fund at the Boston Foundation. And also my husband's building he's overseeing the building of a 320-bed hospital in Haiti with Partners in Health. And we're very fortunate to actually have in the room a colleague from Partners in Health here who can help answer some of the cholera and health questions, Donna Berry back there. But I wanted to comment on some of the things that have been said. First of all, in my learnings, which have been immense this year, and obviously I'm not Haitian, so I'm learning from many of you. And also I had the opportunity to go to Washington yesterday with Angela and was at a meeting with World Bank officials and another meeting with USAID. And I just want to share a few of the things that I learned. First of all, I think it's a mistake when we talk about NGOs being the problem. There are, as we know, thousands of NGOs, but they come in all stripes. Oxfam's an NGO, and I'm a supporter of Oxfam's, but there are thousands of Haitian Diaspora NGOs also in Haiti, and many of them have started right here in Boston. There's also Haitian civil society NGOs. They're not all bad. They're not all doing bad work. And to give you an example, at the Haiti Fund, our approach is to fund grassroots organizations. We have 180 proposals that we're reviewing right now. 30 of them are in French and Creole. They're from all departments around Haiti. There is exciting work happening in Haiti. The positive news, and I appreciate the woman who made that point, we need to talk about the positive. The positive news is that a spotlight has been shown on Haiti now. The world is watching what's happening in Haiti. The world is invested. You know, when we hear about half of American households giving to Haiti, people still care a lot. And now the work can be done because there are funds that would go to Haiti that never would have before. So in terms of the role of the diaspora, at the Haiti Fund, for instance, we have an advisory council of 35 members. Most of them are Haitian American. They're Haitian diaspora leaders. There's not enough, however, happening with the Haitian diaspora. The IHRC that Angela was discussing has one non-voting Haitian diaspora member, non-voting. When I was at the World Bank yesterday, actually after you left the room, Angela, the diplomats there were saying they'd really like to get more input from diaspora members in the United States, but they don't know where to go. They don't know what the diaspora organization is they should go to. And I have to agree, it is really a problem because there are so many different Haitian diaspora organizations, and they don't always have the same perspective or the same approach or get along, as in any diaspora group in the world. It's not monolithic. So there is sensitivity now towards working with the diaspora, but there's not a clear strategy. And it's wonderful that Oxfam is one of those organizations that is conscientiously working on that issue. There were so many things. Oh, land tenure. I want to talk about the rubble for just a second. Rubble removal. One of the things that we've wanted to fund is shelter solutions. Well, what I'm coming to understand is people will not be moved out of these camps until the land tenure issues are addressed. How can the land tenure issues be addressed when you don't have a really functional government? Yes, there are people in office, but no one's making decisions. So the World Bank people said yesterday, after the earthquake happened, they put before Prime Minister Bellarive and President Preval 20 different options for how nations in the past, when they've faced disasters, have dealt with how to resettle people. Okay, whether it's planned communities or it's rebuilding house by house by house. 20 different options that come from the experience of the Southeast Asian tsunami, the China earthquake, Pakistan, you name it. No response for 9 months from anyone in the government. And the final response was, well, those yellow buildings, the houses that have the yellow paint on them because they can be repaired, you can start to work on those. Well, here's the problem with that, I learned yesterday. Most of Port-au-Prince housing was owned by landlords. 80% of the people in Port-au-Prince were renters. If you're an NGO or you're a government and you invest in the rebuilding of a particular dwelling in Port-au-Prince, first you have to figure out who is the landlord, who are the renters. If that building is rebuilt, are the renters actually going to get to move back into that building? Or will that building be resold at a profit? What will happen? You know, who's going to benefit from the rebuilding? So what the strategy is that the World Bank people shared with us is they're going to go house by house by house. Now, this has been corroborated by the American Red Cross. They raise, as you probably know, more money than any other organization, and they haven't spent half of it yet. Well, they've decided that the strategy they want to pursue is long-term shelter. That is very admirable. But like the World Bank, like the IDB, they don't have a really aggressive, clear strategy because we have this problem of the government not exhibiting enough political will to try to deal with the land tenure issues. So they too are going block by block by block in Port-au-Prince, finding the landlord, finding the renters, and negotiating with those parties about who gets to move back into the houses if they repair them. So this is going to be a very, very long problem, but it's not insurmountable. There's wonderful things that can be done in Haiti by investing, for instance, outside of Port-au-Prince and encouraging people to move out of the city. When you talked about the RFP
So
from...
Karen, forgive me. I'm
Yes.
gonna say thank you for
Oh,
all your
sorry.
good work.
We'll talk
yeah,
after.
we only have 10 minutes, and these are the last 2 questions. I want to make sure we get the questions in.
My name is Geraldine Torf, and I've been asked to give a paper in Sweden about the connection between the psychoanalytic rescue fantasy and humanitarian aid, and why that causes problems. And one of the questions that I'm asking, and I ask both of you on the panel, is there an inherent problem in humanitarian aid which infantilizes and doesn't give cultural respect to people in a country like Haiti because of the colonial precedents in the history? And is there a place where the diaspora could make some kind of transition between what they've learned by living in the United States and their cultural past and what's been given to them to help the people in Haiti to mature and govern and take over what they need to in their country? Because all we're talking about tonight is large amounts of money, but it's more than money. In human events and with groups, it's human nature and how people are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Angela?
The fact is, there's the question of aid and humanitarian aid and how it works. In the beginning, let's not forget that what is the instinctive reaction after a tragedy is to help people. That's what people want to do. They want to say, we have to save lives, we understand that. There's a compelling human interest in doing that. But your question, I understand it, because what you're asking is, does aid actually hurt them people in the long run? We think at Oxfam that aid can be quite effective if it's done correctly. The issue of how to do aid is really what's at stake. We know that there's corruption all over the world. We know that, Haiti ranks as, one of the most corrupt. We know all that. And so sometimes there's this tendency to think that that we'll take our money, we meaning the international community, and we'll do our little project and we'll do it our own way and exclude everybody because we just don't want to think about corruption, because it's the easiest, most, you can respond quickly. Corruption, everybody thinks it's bad. But if aid is done correctly, and this is one of the areas that Oxfam, that we have really been working in, is in the issue of understanding how aid can be effective. We believe that aid will be effective when the money that the billions that we're talking about, is not just giving money, but it's money that is used to build institutions, money that is used to create, to build capacity. The money is being used for a purpose, so that at some point, these people in whatever country we're talking about will be able to govern themselves. So for example, it's a mindset. It's like it's getting people to understand that the justice sector is supposed to work a certain way. There's supposed to be a belief in the rule of law. That's what we all know to be true for us. So the idea is how can you use aid to build strong institutions that respect the rule of law? This is where we are right now. And so for aid to not be to create infants, as you ask, it has to do something else. It cannot only just be aid. It has to do something. And this is where the international community and certainly organizations like Oxfam, this is what we work on now, because we understand there's a real commitment to building institutions, building government capacity. I mean, I know I said the word, we say capacity building all the time, but what is that? It's this idea of working with local institutions, like the mayors, for example, is something that Oxfam is doing right now, working with local government in a smaller level to teach them about how rule of law works and how governance structures work. Because the belief is that going it in that way can help in a larger way. In that if we get local mayors, for example, to understand when they're running their little cities, what it takes to follow the rules and to get people to buy into what they're doing, that is going to help in the long run at a national level. It might sound small, but it's really up, because the problem is so big that if you don't start, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta figure out an opportunity. And so your question is really a valid and a good question about how effective is aid? And it's true. Over the many years, the international community has given aid to many countries, and you look at the countries today, and they're not any better. That's a fact. However, at this, it appears to me, and certainly from Oxfam's perspective, our objective is to work in a way that we have our local partners in Haiti. We have identified civil society groups in Haiti that we want now to work with them to train them in understanding how they can govern certain areas in their own countries and their own organizations. And we believe that this is a way to mature society, the Haitian society. But you know what? We know that we're not the only ones that want to do this, okay? So it's just Oxfam's perspective.
So then, Ronald, maybe you could take, and I promise we'll definitely take the last question. Maybe you can answer another part of that question, which is, do you feel as though there's respect for the culture of the Haitian people by all those who are in Haiti pouring aid and support?
There is a part of it, of the aid that Haiti has been received. If I go down in terms of some program in Haiti, for instance, I talk about the cash forward program. What is the purpose of this program? It is give people the opportunity to generate some money, and they can use the money to take care of themselves. But what do they do in order to have access to this money? They work in picking up the rubbles, like cleaning the street and stuff. This is my perception, how I understand it. It is giving the opportunity those people to pick up the rubbles. The condition, it's not really good for them, and that can have impact on their health.
Dangerous word. Yeah.
Dangerous. So this is one of the part. When I read about this program, and I saw people, I questioned some people about this program, and this is what they told me. We don't have any way. But I understand they don't have any way. It's like the way they can get the money, but they didn't think about the long-term consequences that can have in their health. There is another example I would like to give. It's in Cité Soleil, the way the house are there. The road, it's not really good road in order to enter stuff. But there was a project which concrete to pave the road. And sometimes I'm questioning myself when some project has been kind of done. It's if there is any kind of analysis before investigation to see other impact, like the counter impact of that project. So, for instance, they made the road, which is good. You drive your car, you walk in the store, which is good for people. But listen, what? The canalization is not good. And what happened when rainy season and all these things get into the house the same way that affect the health, there are kind of other aspects should take into consideration when you're giving the aid. Not, the dignity of people should take it into consideration. It's that you give me aid, but the word aid, you make me feel kind of, to stay like that. It is an aid, and I have to accept everything,
Final question?
I'll try to be brief. Thank you very much for the panelists. I think it's a tremendous update. I think it's so important to make sure that this is not out of mind in terms of the issues that exist in Haiti, that it should be talked about as much as possible. I have a question about transformation. We talked about the fact that there might be as much as $9 billion, but Angela, you point out that it may not actually be there, and I think that's important. But whether it's 9 or 3 or whatever, it's still not a lot of money, actually. And you pointed out, Angela, that another key part is actually infrastructure, people, civil servants who are now no longer there. So my question deals with what we can continue to sort of help think about to help with the process. I believe as a student from Senegal that we have hope. I think the fact that the cholera, I'm a physician, the cholera didn't really present as a full epidemic, really is a manifestation, I think, of what is possible. And so my question is, while there is hope that a change in government will solve things, we also understand that that may not, okay? In fact, there are just a lot of problems, okay? But what is it that we as sort of a group here outside, you know, maybe somewhat helpless, some of us have been to Haiti to try to help in NGOs, et cetera. How can we think about this confederation of NGOs, the diaspora, think about the groups that are thinking about reconstruction and sustainability in Haiti? How can we sort of think about transformative ways, an opportunity to actually change things? How would you two answer that question? And so really what it is how we transform, assuming that there still be a lot of problems, but what can we do to sort of to help, besides providing more funds, et cetera? Thank you.
That might be the hardest question of the night. I think that one of the things that Haiti has that is like phenomenal is this incredible resilience and something really interesting. There's something about this country and the people that I met when I was in Haiti that is the transformational thing for me. In that I love Haiti because there is something amazing about people's ability to get up every day despite everything around them that I find something it's emotional for me in that way. It's and so as far as what we're doing, I think that the light has been, like Karen has said, the light has now been shone on Haiti, and I think this is also part of something important that's happening in the country because for a long time it was just business as usual, right? We gave money and nobody, nothing. But now I feel there's this sense of a mobilization of and a sort of a convergence of ideas and objectives in Haiti that that in my lifetime, that I've never seen before. And I think that is an important part of the transformation and that's happening. And maybe people are not going to be that positive, but I believe that it's important to not lose sight of the fact that, for example, when I'm in Haiti, these are the things that I see that make me think this. I drive by a spontaneous settlement, and I see children come out, totally ironed and pressed. And I think, where did the mother of these children find an iron when she lives in a camp? That's what I think. And I look at these children because I have my own children, and I'm fascinated by how amazing they look going to school. Or the man who I met when I went up to a place called Monte Noir outside of Port-au-Prince, and I took and I struggled to climb this mountain. And there's two things about this that I think is kind of funny that I have to share, which is that, so when I was walking up this mountain and I was struggling because I'm not accustomed, I looked in the back of me and I saw this long line, and I was causing a traffic jam on the mountain. and I was embarrassed because I had on mountain boots and everything, and the people had on flip-flops, and I was holding them back. And finally, I stopped embarrassed, and I let everybody go, and then there was one last lady who was 68, and I couldn't help it, I said to her, "How do you do this every day?" And she said to me, I asked her, I said, "Do you mind if I ask you how old you are?" And she said, 68. And I'm thinking, oh my God, that old lady can pass me on a mountain. And then she said, I asked her, I said, how do you do this every day? And she said to me, je suis obligée. I have to. And I thought, okay, you know. And the last thing I want to mention about that is, so when I got to the top of the mountain, many hours later, I was so exhausted, but I saw a man who was living in a tin house, you know, just this little tin house. But I asked him if I could take his picture, and he stepped outside of his home, and he took off his hat so I could take his picture. And the grace and the respect in which he did it is what I'm trying to express. That amidst it all, there was a grace in Haiti that I have never seen I've never been anywhere where a man took off his hat when I was there. It just never happened to me before. But this man lived in a place like nothing I've ever seen in the US. So to answer your question, I just want to say, for me, I look at all of these things that's going on right now with the world and the spotlight on Haiti, and I cannot help but feel that this is a moment for this country that I think is important. So that's my answer.
I can continue with your very nice story about making traffic jam in the mountains.
Okay.
I remember me working at the St. Roch Foundation, and it was the same when I had to climb in the mountains with the Americans, try to show them about like some places in the mountains, but some of them were really shut out of breath. I have to say that. So in Haiti, the mentality of people, they are very, very friendly, I have to say, very friendly, and they are resilient. Is this a correct word in English? Yes. Okay, thank you. So it is a group of people having gone through this kind of catastrophe. And let's say, it's like, from my classmates at Brandeis, some of them, when I talk to them, they, especially Americans, they say, me, I would kind of, having big problem. Like, but they still strong. They still strong, still want to struggle in order to make their, let's say, their life better. So I think this is one of the transformation that the NGOs, through their work in Haiti, they have understood, and that give them the much more, let's say, eager to help. I don't know if I really cover a part of the question clearly, because sorry for my linguistics kind of limitation. Okay, I'm sorry for that, but I'm trying to contribute as well as I could in order to make you really understand the work of the NGOs in Haiti, the work, what is going on in Haiti, and the situation, as well as Angela mentioned about the tremendous work of Oxfam and other organization has been doing in Haiti. My frustration is, I was in Haiti, experienced the earthquake, and you expect more things could be done. And I also understand the issues down in Haiti that makes the process slow, and it's gonna take time, but we're living with hope.
Thank you.
Thank you. Keep that hand going for our speakers and our moderator, if you will. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. If you're not a member of the forum, become one, please. There's information at the desk, and have a great night.